Welcome back to Human Services Stories, Management, Customer, and Staff Voices. I'm Clinton Lewis, and this is episode 2, Getting Past the Stigma of Working in Human Services. If you're listening right now, there's a good chance that you felt misunderstood because of your work. Whether you're in Children Protective Services, foster care, working for the Department of Human Services, or you're in another helping professional agency. Maybe someone has asked you, how can that how can you do that job? Or isn't that awful? Or even you're not the same person as you were when you started. In this episode, we're going to talk about the stigma that comes from and working in the human services field, and how you can begin to reframe it for yourself and others. Stigma can feel heavy because it often comes with misunderstanding and fear. People don't see the full picture of your work, all of the training, supervision, and ethical boundaries, and the genuine care behind it. When you tell someone you work in human services, CPS, or for Department of Human Services, they may think of extreme media stories instead of everyday practice, worry that the same thing could happen to them, struggle with their own experiences or prejudice around the system. As a result, you may feel judged, misunderstood, or even like to have to defend your choice to do this work. The truth is, human services work is skilled, professional, and essential. Over 30 years of working in the human services field, I've seen deeply trained and accountable human services professionals. This work is not a hobby or a random job. It's public service grounded in law and policy, safety protocols, supervision and peer review, and ongoing learning and ethics. When you work in human services, you use your education, experience, and empathy to protect children and support families. You're not just a worker, you're a professional whose job requires risk assessment, decision making under pressure, communication with families, courts, and community partners. That's a form of service, no different in intent from what doctors, lawyers, or social workers do. It's just seen different in the public eye. One of the most powerful tools you have in your own is your own internal language. Try saying this to yourself out loud or in your head. I am a professional. I use my education, training, and heart to protect children and support families. Again, I am a professional. I use my education, training, and heart to protect children and support families. You can even write that sentence on a note card or keep it in your wallet or on your desk or in your phone. This isn't empty self-talk. It's a way to reclaim pride in your work, push back against negative messages that you may hear, ground yourself when someone says something judgmental or cruel. You can also practice a short, polite response that you can use in conversations. For example, I work in human services because I want to protect children, support families. It's not easy, but it's important work that follows the law and aims to keep kids safe. You don't have to convince anyone. You just have to be clear and confident in your own words. Here are some simple ways to respond when people don't understand or judge your work. Number one, choose who you educate. Not everyone deserves a full explanation. Decide which people you want to talk with and which ones you simply want to protect yourself from. Number two, set boundaries on the conversation. If someone starts attacking your work, you can say, I'd rather not talk about it work tonight. Or I can't share details, but I'm here to support you in other ways. Number 3, find your chosen family. Your biological family may not understand, but you can build your own community of colleagues, mentors, or friends who do. In that space, you can talk openly, debrief, or even laugh about the wild stories without judgment. Number 4, practice self-validation. When others doubt you, you can still believe in your own integrity. You can say to yourself, I know why I do this work. My education and training help me make tough decisions with care. I am doing my best to protect children and support families. Now, this is your coaching moment for this episode. I want you to, it's called a Stigma journal exercise. If you're comfortable, I invite you to write down one or more comments that have hurt you or made you feel judged. Number 2, write your professional I am statement. For example, I am a professional. I use my education, training, and heart to protect children and support families. Number 3, write down how you will respond next time. You can revisit this journal when you're feeling low, before a difficult conversation, or whether you need a reminder of your own worth. Now, this is a very brief episode, so that's it for this episode of Human Services Stories, Management, Customer, and Staff Voices. Getting past the stigma of working in human services. If you're a professional listening right now, remember, you are a professional. You bring your education, training, and heart to this work. And you deserve respect, not judgment. If you're a family member, a friend, or a community member listening, maybe this episode helped you see human services work in a more nuanced human way. Not as something to fear, but as the system of protection and support. I love to hear from you. Please subscribe to the Human Services Stories on your favorite podcast app, leaving a rating or review. Also, if you can, just please share this episode with someone who might need it, whether it's a colleague, a friend, or a family member who's curious and confused about this work. You can also contact me at humanservicesstories@yahoo.com to learn more about this show, the coaching I offer, and how to send me questions or topic ideas. In our next episode, we'll talk about how your work can be misunderstood by your family and how to protect your relationships while still honoring who you are as a professional. Until then, please take care of yourself and take care of your heart. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next episode. Goodbye.